The ritual had become too popular and needed a new burning ground. As it happened, the year before, a group from the Cacophony Society traveled 400 miles away to the Black Rock Desert to participate in a wind sculpture festival organized by Mel Lyons and John Bogart.
And Mel Lyons was a Berkeley artist who worked with John Bogart. And they did two big events that I know of out there prior to Burning Man coming out there. One of them was a giant croquet game using trucks and earth balls. And they had telephone poles as wickets. Okay, and they'd get a ball and they'd hit it with a truck and it would roll in. And they had these giant hoops that they'd go through. And the other event that they did was this wind festival where Peace Eagle and her crew built a bed, four-posted bed with sails on it. And this was inspired by wind sailing, which wind sailors had been going out to Black Rock Desert for a long time before we ever, Burning Man ever showed up out there.
As we were preparing to leave the Wind Sculpture Festival in 1989, I began to think of ideas and ways to get back out there. And it wasn't until I had arrived back in the Bay Area that the idea of using a Cacophony Society event as a vehicle to get back out there began to gestate.
The people that were involved with Cacophony and Burning Man at the time got there together, and we watched a videotape of this giant croquet game. We saw the background and that vast space there, and we said, that's a place where we could burn a man.
Cacophony was a very significant contributor at the beginning, and the Black Rock Desert was a perfect venue for the cacophonists' sensibility.
Well, John and I had been planning the Bad Day at Black Rock zone trip for about a year. We were going to take several sculptures out there and burn them as sort of pyres or bonfires to rally sort of a small community around them. But bringing the Burning Man out to the Black Rock seemed like a really great idea, in that it would be the centerpiece of the event on the final night before we went home.
So we decided to burn the man out there on Labor Day of 1990.